Coming up on Mustang News, the latest buzz surrounding the new campus dorms.
And find out how one Cal Poly student juggles saving lives and studying for school.
And who is behind the greenhouses on campus?
Broadcasting from Swanson Studios, you're watching Mustang News.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Mustang News. I'm Spenser Judd.
And I'm Joe Schutz. Mustang News starts now.
University Housing has released the names of the new dorms, but can you say their names?
Yak titu titu, yak tilhini. Yak titu titu, yak tilhini. Yak itutu, yak itutu. Tsatakawayu, tsatakawayu. Tilhini, tilhini. Elowehe, elowehe. Tsatakawa, tsatakawa. Tsapatu, tsapatu. Nipumu, nipumu. Chilkukunut, chilkukunut.
These dorms are going to definitely take some getting used to.
I'm probably going to refer to them as the new dorms until they come up with a nickname. Cal Poly's fast-paced quarter system is a full-time job for many students, but for journalism junior Joey Deanda, saving lives is his full-time job.
So my name's Joey Deanda, and I am a junior at Cal Poly. I'm in my third year. I'm a journalism major, and I actually work full-time as a paramedic on an ambulance here in San Luis Obispo County. You know, managing school, it's a lot of balancing with my schedule and trying to do shift trades, and I work a lot of weekends, so most people get to go out and hang out on weekends, but I end up working weekends just because it's easier, so I go to school during the week and then spend my weekends working. I'm responsible for every piece of equipment back here. I'm this kind of the supervisor of the ambulance, and I usually have an EMT partner or another paramedic as my partner as well. It really is, you know, mid-meal, taking a bite to eat, and just tones drop, and you're out the door. And it's a really honorable thing to be able to do. I started doing this when I was 18, and I really learned a lot as things were progressing. You know, you see really sick patients, and there's no time to really say, oh no, like, you know, this is not good. You know, you're that guy who they have to trust. And so you really take that and you run with it. 2 days ago, I had a pretty gnarly shooting. A guy was shot in the abdomen. He was extremely critical. I also work on a helicopter, and we were flying him out, and the paramedics on the ambulance brought him to our helicopter, and we were working on him, doing IVs, controlling bleeding, trying to keep him awake and keep him stimulated. There's the gruesome stories, there's the really cool stories, but we like to say, like, you know, the amount of people that we get to help on a regular basis is compared to none.
If you enjoyed this segment, we will be featuring more students with unique jobs in the coming weeks.
Cal Poly Liberal Studies Department is teaming up with Science After Dark to present Yikes, Don't Bug Out. The event gives students a hands-on opportunity to teach children about science.
For the most part, Science After Dark is targeting adults learning about science. And so we do one children's event, about one a year, that is for children and families. So I have a class called LS 410. It's a senior seminar, and we focus on STEM learning and teaching. We have 2 of my students coordinated the event, and the rest of the students created stations. So we have 9 stations. All around insect structure, function, themes of insects or arthropods for young people. And so my students are future teachers. And so most of them are seniors here who are ready to step into the credential program. So we have a station that focuses on pollinators and pollination, a station that focuses on insect life cycles, a variety of types of life cycles that they have, an arthropod station, so looking at not only insects who are arthropods, but other types of arthropods. There's a research and tattoo station, very important, you know. I have a feeling that after tonight, we will have other opportunities and other iterations of my class participating in this.
It's fun for me to be able to interact with kids and see their actual reaction from, you know, making their own symmetric butterfly with paint but seeing their reaction and their happiness after doing a small activity that was meant to be for an educational purpose, that's what makes a difference. So this event has been a really great hands-on experience for some Cal Poly students to be able to see a little taste of what it would be like running a science night or being an actual teacher with real responsibilities.
For more information about Science After Dark, you can visit ccstem.org.
San Luis Obispo Museum of Arts wants to raise $15 million to triple its size. The campaign began in January, and so far over $2 million have been donated. The goal of the museum is to finish fundraising by 2019 and have new buildings open by 2020. Construction will start once all funds have been collected. This project is set to triple the size of the museum.
We have about 5,600 square feet right now of interior space, and we will be expanding to 26,000 square feet. And it's just going to allow us to be able to do what we do so much better.
The museum upgrade will open up new gallery spaces for classes, touring exhibitions, multimedia projects, and a variety of community events. The next fundraising event is June 2nd during Art After Dark. Coming up after the break.
An international cyber attack affected multiple countries last week. We looked into how Cal Poly is prepared for a similar attack.
When you're out there, there's no telling what you'll find.
I see it! I see it! Oh, look at you.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you. It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
I wish I was in school. If only I had a math test today. I'll stay after class. I'll clean the chalkboard. I wish I was in school.
School ends, but free lunches for your kids don't have to. Find your local food bank at feedingamerica.org/summer meals for help.
Runners take to the streets on Cal Poly's campus at the 6th annual Mustang Mile, hosted by Aware, Awake, Alive. Mustang Mile began 6 years ago honoring Carson Starkey, who passed away from alcohol poisoning in 2008. Contrary to popular belief, Mustang Mile is actually a 5K run, somewhere around 3.2 miles.
The whole center of Mustang Mile, building off of the 5K run, is really being able to take care of yourself, and being part of the Mustang family. So it's kind of like, and that's the beautiful thing about this event. It makes it one of our ASI events, one of our favorite events. This year we're incorporating a pledge into the Mustang Mile. So when you register, when you sign your waiver, when you get your swag bag, you have the option to sign a pledge to be aware, awake, alive, and active.
The run starts at the Rec Center and takes a loop down California Boulevard back to the Rec Center.
Your computer may require a password to get in, but that might not stop it from aiding large-scale international cyber attacks. Last week, ransomware that cybersecurity researchers believe originated in North Korea attacked over 300,000 computers in 150 countries. Hospitals and government compounds reported that when a computer was turned on, a virus demanded a payment of $300 or all files would be erased. The ransomware was eventually killed, but researchers believe that another attack is incoming. Cal Poly has a significant amount of computers linked to research facilities, including information on students and staff.
Are all of them perfectly patched? I can guarantee you there's not perfect security. I bet a bunch of students have older devices. Some of them maybe aren't patched. And so we expect that in the course of things, some of those systems might be infected.
Madison also said the best way to protect your devices is to update your phone and computer to the most recent software. The last attack on Cal Poly's network was in December when the university's Wi-Fi went down for 24 hours.
The Leaning Pine Arboretum, the greenhouses, and the Cal Poly Plant Shop are all places that support Learn by Doing. However, many students aren't aware of these campus areas.
Not many people know what the acronym APES stands for. The Agriculture and Environmental Plant Science major is perhaps one of the best Learn by Doing examples on Cal Poly's campus. The major has 3 concentrations, including Environmental Horticulture Science, Fruit and Crop Science, and Plant Protection Science. Their Learn by Doing motto happens right here on campus at Cal Poly's Horticulture and Crop Science unit. Gage Willie has been involved in APES his past 3 years at Cal Poly and says,
extremely hands-on, because pretty much all of our classes have labs. It's required, and pretty much always out in the field doing something.
Students learn about plants, economics, and environmental interactions in the production of food, fiber, and ornamental plants.
So that's kind of what draws most people to the majors. They just really like plants. Like for me, it was more production. I really like the production aspect of it versus just like being in biology and studying them. I like actually getting to produce them and multiply them, and then in the end you get to share them with the rest of the public, when you sell it.
Classes take place in outdoor spaces right next to a multitude of different environmental greenhouses, from tropical to roses to even orchids. The Leaning Pine Arboretum, a huge collection of garden-based Mediterranean gardens of the world, and the Cal Poly Plant Shop, an on-campus source for cut flowers, landscape, and interior plants. These colorful sites are open for all Cal Poly students, but run and maintained by APES students.
It does all the propagation here, all the transplanting, all the cleanup, moving them in the shop, pricing, everything is done by a class.
Gage and Anna say the amount of job opportunities post-graduation are innumerable, from organic researching at a tech company like Google to managing your own broccoli farm. I'm at Cal Poly's Plant Shop, where students and community members can see the hard work of APES majors, look at the plants, and even purchase some of their own. I'm Shereen Brukeem, signing out with Mustang News.
To see student projects and enjoy the plants, visit the horticulture unit. Just be sure to take your allergy medication before.
After the break, join Dan for the weekly weather report.
They say that when you're facing extreme danger, your life flashes before you. If you think that's sad, consider facing it before you even have enough life to flash before your eyes. Deaths and injuries can be prevented by using the right car seat. Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat to know what is appropriate for each age and
Na 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 na, I love you so. I love you, I love you. La 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 la, la 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 la.
We're here.
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
A boy born in Joplin, Missouri was fascinated by anything with wheels and a motor. The odds of him winning both the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400 in the same year, 1 in 195 million. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 68. I'm Jamie McMurray, and my niece has autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
News weather update for this week. I'm Dan Dempster. Let's first look at today's weather. It's been a little chillier than we expected in the spring quarter, but gladly it's gonna heat up a little bit today, starting today. So as you can see, it's a high of 74. It'll dip down to 53 tonight. It's sunny and breezy today, clear skies, but we have been getting a little breeze, so expect that to continue. It might die down a little bit going into the weekend, but right now it's kind of averaging around 20 miles per hour, and you get gusts up to 30 miles an hour. So looking into North County, past the grade, we have low 80s and high 70s, 82 in Paso, 80 in Creston, 78 at Atascadero. Down here, we're at 74. Looking into the South County now, a little cooler. Got low 70s in Arroyo Grande and Napomo, and it'll cool off once you get south going towards Vandenberg. Looking at your 5-day weather forecast, you got 74 today, like we said, and we're gonna heat up a little bit going into the weekends. We're gonna get past 80 degrees, and it'll start to dip back down when we head into Monday. Like I said, the wind should kind of die down a little bit, but expect them to still be there. And we also have a fire right now at Camp Slow. That's up north, past off of Highway 1, if you didn't know that. It has burned about 50 acres, and expect that to kind of happen with drier weather across the county. And that's all we have for you today and this week for your Mustang Weathers update. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Dan, for that weekly weather update. If you're in the mood for some more entertainment, head to Spania's Theater. Stupid Effing Bird is at Cal Poly, and students are performing in a play about a play.
Play will begin when someone says, "Start the play."
Well, it's about my character, Conrad, is trying to, find a way to use the art of theater as a medium and make it more relevant to the world.
No, not a rehearsal. It's a showing. It's not gonna happen.
But Conrad could be considered sort of the main character, since it's he wrote Stupid Bird, the play, and now it's sort of meta theatrical in that it's being performed, but it's something that he's already written.
You're born, and then you live, and then you die. You never get to know the reason why. You breathe, and then you don't. You've just begun. You're hot, you rot, and then you're done. So where's the part of this that's fun?
And my favorite part of this all is just the rehearsals and working through a script and discovering things about it and coming up with a satisfying product that way.
Are you here? A simple question. Are you here with me, with we, right now?
I think so.
I'd say it's definitely, it's a takeoff of Anton Chekhov's The Seagull, which is less of a comedy, but this is definitely more comedic interpretation of that. It's got funny parts.
There are a limited number of tickets available, and the play goes through this weekend.
KCPR's quarterly open mic night is tonight at 8 p.m. in the PAC. Musicians, poets, and comedians alike have been picked to perform in the 2-hour event. Admission is free and doors open at 7:30 p.m. tonight at the Cal Poly PAC Pavilion.
From 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Talent that Cal Poly and the community around us has, and I think we have a wide variety of acts tonight that'll really make for a good Thursday night.
If you can't make the event, tune in to the live stream on KCPR's Facebook page.
Last Friday, May 12th, students battled out in 3 events to win the title of Mr. Fraternity. Mr. Fraternity is Alpha Omicron Pi's signature philanthropy event of the year. A representative from each fraternity is chosen and then coached by the AO Pi girls. Daniel Clevitt, a member of Sigma Nu, walked away with the title. Clevitt recreated the Jingle Bell Rock dance from Mean Girls as a part of his talent portion.
After I won, we got a picture, and then I immediately texted my parents and said, guess you can't say I peaked in high school anymore. So it was a blast, but definitely, hopefully it's not the peak of college.
The event raised over $5,000 for the Arthritis Foundation.
Coming up after the break, find out why the baseball team walked off Friday night against CSU Northridge.
Hello, welcome to another fresh edition of Poly Playbook.
We're serving up all the hot action, cool plays,
and everything in between for Cal Poly Athletics.
I'm Connor McCarthy.
I'm Nate Edelman.
I'm Brian Strong.
Poly Playbook starts now.
Who do you think will win the Super Bowl this year?
I think the Patriots are going to win.
Hi, I'm Joe Schutz, and I'm here at Spanos Stadium.
I'm Megan Healy here at Staples Center.
Myself will be taking on Sierra Highland, best pitcher in Big West softball history. Let's see how this goes.
Tune in every week to Poly Playbook, right here on Mustang News.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
And welcome back. I'm Connor McCarthy here, your top stories in Cal Poly sports. The Cal Poly baseball team defeated CSU Northridge this past weekend. Reporter George Schutz has the story.
The Cal Poly baseball team is currently third place in the Big West standings, one game back from Fullerton. After starting the season 3-11 overall, the Mustangs have improved tremendously, earning a 23-27 record. Once Big West Conference play started, the Mustangs took off, currently at 11-7 overall. Coach Larry Lee says the team has improved on offense and defense.
And we're starting to do things a lot better, whereas before we were really deficient in both areas. We weren't a very good defensive team. We weren't swinging very good. Even our better players weren't swinging very good. Now I think we're at a point where we feel comfortable and we're starting to see some results.
Sophomore Alex McKenna leads the team in batting percentage, home runs, and hits, and attributes the team's success to small adjustments.
Not just for me, but kind of for the whole offense. It's kind of been clicking lately, and I think that's kind of been our approach, just to keep it simple, use the middle, see the ball up, and try and hit the ball hard.
This past weekend, Cal Poly took on CSU Northridge at home, winning the series 2-1. Catcher Nick Meyer hit a walk-off single on Friday night to clinch the game for the Mustangs. This weekend, the Mustangs travel down to UCSB to take on the Gauchos in the blue-green rivalry. Here's what right-handed pitcher Eric Ullman has to say about the matchup.
Kind of surreal. We were just like playing our best. Like they'd put up runs, we put them like right back up against them, and then you look and they're in the College World Series at the end of the year, and we didn't even make the playoffs. So it's just like things went wrong. Like I don't want that feeling again. So that's why I want to just keep winning this year.
Joe Schutz, Mustang News.
And if the Mustangs win the series this weekend, they have a great chance to move up in Big West standings. Lindsey Chandler's led the way in Mustang softball, shutting out Nevada to advance to the Regional 1 title game of the National Invitational Softball Championships. In other softball news, Sierra Highland was named the Big West Softball Pitcher of the Year, with 6 other Mustangs given all Big West honors. And At the Big West Track and Field Championships, Cal Poly runners combined for 9 PRs and 8 seasons best on 2 days on the second day of the meet. Garrett Migolozzi, Mikey Giguera, and Peyton Bilo all won conference titles for Cal Poly. The team finished in second place on the men's side and 5th on the women's side. The weekend before, Ted Scranton came in first place in the decathlon to lead the Mustangs during the Big West Multi-Championship. Scranton was key to the Mustang success, giving the team some much-needed points to take the win.
Who's going to do well in decathlon, coming out with that victory really put us really far ahead going into the second weekend of the finals of the championship. And then coming back and taking third place in the javelin was huge for us. It's another 6 points, which we really desperately needed, and thanks to those points, we were able to push into second place.
The NCAA West Regional Meet will take place May 25th to the 27th in Texas. Well, that's all the sports action we have for you this week. You can watch Poly Playbook every week or log on to mustangnews.net for continued sports coverage. I'm Connor McCarthy, and we'll be back right after this break.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to savethefood.com.
Don't ignore the subtext. It's on us to intervene in sexual assault. Because we can. Take the pledge at itsonus.org.
I understand. I know it's not your typical resume.
Okay, well.
But candidate. But I've been working double shifts just to pay for books. I've been raising my 2 little brothers. I'm determined, driven, motivated. Isn't that what you're looking for?
Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent at gradsoflife.org.
Taking care of a family member can lead to plenty of questions. Fortunately, there's a place to get the answers, for them and for you. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Kennedy Library is in partnership with Student Affairs, has opened an inclusive prayer and meditation room located on the library's 4th floor. Kennedy Library is often a bustling and stressful space for studying students. Now there is a safe space open for all who have faith or no faith at all to pray, meditate, and reflect. Room 408 of the library is a very open, empty room with blinds covering the window for students to seek sanctuary. Vice President of Student Affairs, Keith Humphrey, says students who already used the library as a quiet place to pray came up with this idea.
Students don't leave their faith at the edge of campus when they walk onto campus. It's part of who our students are, and it helps them to be successful. And so we want to do everything we can to honor the whole person and help students just create the spaces where they can honor themselves. That will help them be better in the classroom.
Humphrey says that they hope to create a space like this as a part of the UU project, but for now this prayer and meditation space is temporary because the library is in the early phases of renovation. Conversations will be opened up for students to discuss whether or not a prayer and meditation space should be permanent.
That's all the news we have for you this week. You can log on to mustangnews.net. Like us on Facebook or follow us on Snapchat for a continuous news coverage.
For Mustang News, I'm Spenser Judd.
And I'm Joe Schutz. Have a great weekend. Well, Spencer, it's going to be a great weekend this weekend. I'm thinking about hitting the beach, doing some outdoorsy stuff.
Super excited for the high temperatures on Saturday.
It's going to feel like regular old San Luis Obispo again, you know?
Definitely.
Thanks for joining us.